Join the radio man Edmondo Bilo on State Affairs for local and international politics, security, extensive economic analysis, interviews, and world power play.
Nigerians must choose the path they want to follow. Follow the same looters and sponsors of violence who control the political structures or encourage the formation of a new leadership team.
Be a global citizen and join the radio revolution on State Affairs. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo. Radio just got deeper. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.
EndSARS. It's about history. History. It's about persons, places, and events. Welcome to this edition of State Affairs, coming to you from State Affairs Studios here in Ibadan. I am Edmondo Bilo. So let's work into another in-depth discourse of events. Remember EndSARS in 2020? There are victims of EndSARS. Victims on the side of government, victims on the side of the people. EndSARS was a struggle to improve the character of the state. Did the struggle really improve the character of the state? So I'm talking about recent history. Let's look at it from this point. The Constitution is an instrument to guarantee the welfare and security of the people. If the Constitution fails to achieve the fundamental and directive principles of the state, it loses its viability. Could that be one of the reasons the call for a new Nigeria, a call for a new Constitution, is getting louder? It has become a hopeful choice to insist on a body of new instructions that serve the common good. By insisting on operating non-intuitively, it becomes a matter of choice in the struggle to birth a new Nigeria. The struggle calls for improvement to solve the inconveniences foisted on the system by the Constitution. The EndSARS movement therefore served as a motivation to seek the improvement of the workings of the institutions of the state. The institutions of the state are also products of the Constitution. During the struggle, it went beyond the blind instinct to initiate improvement. It is now a movement to confront the obstacles on the road to a new Nigeria. The people have imagined improvement for too long. Now, they are motivated to exert it. That was how I described the movement at the time. I said at the time that the movement was a loud message to the discerning leader. And there were attempts to suppress that raging passion. And the system that bet the movement was suppressed. Some were killed on the street. Some were arrested and taken to prison. Have we asked, who were those taken to prison? That is one of the questions we will answer in this edition of the program. Remember, we cannot gain knowledge of what is possible in advance of experience. We have seen EndSARS and we know the experience. Let's go to the street of EndSARS. Let me remind you of that movement. Today, we are discussing one of the consequences of the movement.
We deserve better. We need better government. We need government.
No to bad governance. No to SARS. No to impunity of government officials. No to bad roads. No to hospitals that's death traps. No to no education, no good education for our children. No, we say no. No. Come on, no, enough is enough. Give our children education. Fix our roads, fix our infrastructure, reduce the cost of governance. Come on, no. No to fuel hike. No to hike in prices. No, not just SARS. SARS is a vehicle, is a trigger. No, we're going to use SARS and we're going to pass all our other messages across. This is for my girls, my daughters, my sisters, my friends. For all the girls, I'm out here on your behalf. Thank you.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.
That was the street of EndSARS. Progress begins with chance and necessity, and Nigerians grabbed that chance, and it became a necessity as their survival was dependent upon the structures of a new Nigeria. That hasn't changed. So this admonition I'm about to make should be taken seriously. As the dark clouds continue to gather in Nigeria, the dark clouds are manifestations of corruption, bad governance, poverty, and weak political leadership. It is important we reflect on the statement of Professor Itam Hogan, the paramount ruler of Calabar South local government area of Cross River State. When politicians led by Leah Imoke, a former governor of Cross River State, paid him a courtesy call, he called their attention to reality. I quote him, "The EndSARS protest was just a key that opened the Pandora box that culminated into violent crimes like arson, vandalism, and so on. If we are not careful, it will be more bloody as they will come after us and they will go from house to house next time. We will not be able to work on the streets. When you drive your big jeeps, many of our children feel bad and they hate you." He continues, They feel that way because they think you are using their money to buy the jeeps. That statement was made in 2020. We are still talking about the jeeps in 2023. Tinubu is buying more jeeps. The senators are buying jeeps. Members of the House of Reps are buying jeeps. Elections are brutally rigged. Elections remain violent. The traditional ruler said the ball is now in the court of you, the politicians. We are equally scared. That was in 2020. They calmed the situation down brutally. But who said EndSARS is over? With these words of the king, I have delivered a message of the future. And I've also delivered a message in preparation of that future. Who will say I did not speak when I saw the wind? I welcome you again to another edition of State Affairs, coming from State Affairs Studio in Ibadan. My guest on the show today is Pastor Hezekiah Olujobi. Pastor Olujobi, it's good to have you on State Affairs.
Thanks so much, Edmond Obilo. It's nice being here again and again. Thanks for the invitation.
And good to see you after a long time.
Yeah. Well, we thank God for that.
And you are still going from prison to prison.
Oh, yes, that is what we are called to do.
You know, sometimes I want to ask you, is Olujobi also a prisoner?
Yeah.
You are a prisoner?
Oh, yeah. I was once a survivor. A survivor of the system. I was wrongfully detained for good 6 years. And before God worked out my freedom. A story for another time.
A story for another time.
Yeah.
So you have seen the prison as a prisoner.
Oh, yeah, surely.
And you survived the prison.
Oh.
And you survived prison.
Oh, surely I survived it. It was even more terrible than now.
More terrible?
More terrible.
What made it so terrible?
Oh, the condition of that time. The condition, I mean, the condition of the prison at that time, the overcrowding, made it so terrible.
So are things better now?
Oh, well, when you have the picture of the past and you view what is on ground now, you can still say, yeah, there's a bit difference. Let's be honest. There's a bit difference. Because at that time, we are talking of lockup of 2,000, 2,500, but now we are talking of lockup of, 1,000 to 1,000 plus.
Recently, some prisoners that were arrested during EndSARS were released.
Yeah.
How did you help facilitate their release?
Yeah. You see, the story of EndSARS, as I always say, that it was a dark era in the history of Nigeria. It was a time that the police force have pushed Nigeria to the wall, and the youth reacted. When we are talking of the era of that EndSARS protest, something led to it, and what people are actually looking at is what happened at that EndSARS. But we are saying that before the disbanded EndSARS, there are also worse situations, worse crime that these people have done. There are also innocent people they are put in there, which they are still suffering up till now.
You're saying that SARS committed heinous crime?
They committed heinous crime.
Against the people?
Against the people.
How?
Okay. Take for instance, let's build back to the one of the cases that we presented to the chief judge during that time. We met this guy, about 5 of them, in the the prison, and they have been there for 10 years.
For 10 years?
Yeah. They said they didn't commit the offense. They said they didn't know each other. Okay? And what we do, our team, we visit the prison, we give them the consultation document, and we will interview them separately. After we collect the information, they will now analyze it. Now, in that consultation document, this fellow, we realized that one was arrested in Lagos, the other one was arrested in Ibadan, the 3 others were arrested at Ogbomoso at different times. The one that was arrested in Ibadan was arrested in 20th of December 2012. The one that was arrested in Lagos was arrested on 15th of April 2013. The one that was arrested in Ogbomoso, one was arrested on May 18, 2013. The other one, June, 1st of June 2013. The 5th one was arrested on the 10th of June 2013. Now, what was the situation? Well, what was the crime? These people, they have been in detention, in police cell since that period of time. Now, there was a case of one lawyer who bought a stolen jeep from armed robbers. And this lawyer was arrested along with some 5 others. So along the line, they parked these 5 people who did not know each other, and they were charged for armed robbery along with that lawyer.
Where did they park them from? They were just picking them randomly?
Yeah, randomly. And they were charged for armed robbery. So by the time they went to the court, 5 of them raised up their hand that they are innocent of this crime, that they did not commit this crime, that they didn't know each other. So I think the magistrate, when you look at the crowd of the suspect in the dock, he pay attention to what they have to say. Then along the line, I think the police knew the direction that the trial may be going to. They now said that please, that they have not yet completed their investigation, that they want the court to remind them back into the police station. Then the judge, the court gave them a week adjournment. So the next week, the next adjournment, police failed to bring them to court. Now, one of the lawyers of that suspect now make case to the court that they should be mandated, that they should be brought back to court. So by the time the SARS saw the court summons, so the following day, that is on the 30th of June, these people were brought out, the 5 of them, and they were shot on their leg.
You said they were shot on
They were shot on their leg.
For doing what?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, this is it. I'm not defending them that they did nothing, but let's look at the story now. Now, after they have shot their leg, they now separated them from the real suspects, from the guy that they recovered the jeep from.
That's the lawyer.
The lawyer. They now separated them. They now took them separately to another court. And by the time the magistrate saw the wound, the bullet wound on them, the magistrate ordered that they should be taken to the hospital for treatment. But the SARS did not take them to hospital for treatment. They took them to the prison. Luckily, by the time they got to the prison...
Where did you get the information that they shot them?
Of course, from them. That was what they said. Now, we now ask, what evidence do you have? We have seen the bullets mark trace on your feet. They said they have outpatient card that the SARS police took from the hospital or your general hospital. You know, by the time they took them to the prison in charge said that no, you cannot admit that they should be taken to the hospital for treatment. So this is why the SARS now took this guy, 5 guys, to the hospital, and they removed the bullets on their legs. Now, we asked them, are you serious? They said yes. Okay. What evidence? They brought out their outpatient card that we can use to trace their card at Oyo management. So on the part of our investigation, we went to Oyo hospital. Please confirm, is it true that these people were brought to this hospital for treatment on the 1st of July?
1st of July what year?
1st of July 2013.
Good.
Though it took the hospital management almost over 2 months before they can trace the record, and they now confirmed that truly they were brought to the hospital on the 1st of July, where the treatment was treated and the bullet were removed. Please give us a written letter to that effect. So they gave us police report. Now, what of the prison? We went to the prison. Is it true? Tell us the status of these people when they were brought to the prison. Though it took them almost about 5 months as well to trace the record, and it was confirmed that truly when they were brought to the prison, they were brought with bullet wound. Okay.
Wait, before you go further, why would SARS want to shoot them?
Oh, well, it's self-explanatory. The real suspect, the real armed robber that was caught, they were released because they were never brought to any courts. So they now evidently they use these 5 people to replace them. That was what happened in that case.
Now, you were saying they shot them after they had gone to the first magistrate.
Yeah.
And when they went to the first magistrate, they didn't go with bullet wounds.
They didn't go with bullet wounds. So, by the time we carry out our investigation now, what else again? Number one, let us see the charge sheet. We now saw this charge sheet. The first charge sheet said that they robbed one admiral of his jeep along Ogbomosho / Oyo at about 8 p.m. Now, so when I was going through the charge sheet, I saw that 11 of them that were first arranged. And as I was reading that charge sheet, I saw barrister so. I say, what does lawyer name? Kini oruko lawyer wa nínú criminal charge. What does lawyer name? How does lawyer's name go to the criminal charges? Now, I put on my phone to Google the name of that lawyer. Perhaps I want to know him better. Very unfortunate, he was not on any social media. Now, the Google now brought up some document, an online newspaper, which published their story at the point of arrest. So I went through those online newspaper, and I can see that the lawyer that was caught with that jeep never mentioned any of these people's name, that they are the one that brought the vehicle to him. They are come now that they are answering the same offense. Very unfortunate, the lawyer has been released with other 5 people, and now this 5
the lawyer was released.
Yeah.
He was able to get his way out of the situation.
And with other 5 people that were charged along with him.
Okay, there were 5 people that were arrested before.
6.
6 with the lawyer.
With the lawyer.
And were the people who sold the car to him.
Yeah, I think so. So they now they now use this guy
to replace those ones.
This
was done by SARS.
This was done, clearly done. Now, the story goes on. Of course, I had a full my investigation in that aspect. So, they've already created an impression to the court that they are the criminals. So the court already took by us that they are criminals. So when we are bringing up our report, the court resisted our report. Now, we forward our report to the Chief Judge of Oyo State then. They're now retired. And they throw the report open. And they can see that truly there is element of truth that these people, if at all they are armed robbers, shooting them after they have appeared before the magistrate court, raise a lot of questions. So to God be the glory. On the 1st of July, on the 11th of January 2023, they were released. Now,
They were released for no case.
Yeah.
They were told to go.
Yeah, they were told to go.
After they have spent about 10
10
years.
years, not about 10 years, 10 solid years. 10 solid years.
In what prison?
Yeah.
Which of the prisons?
Agodi prison.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Young men?
Yeah, and I see a lot of them like that, which can assure you that when you look at this, the pattern of arrest of some of these people, both in Ogun, both in Oshun, you can see a lot of injustice. A lot of injustice. Our police will arrest an innocent people to replace as a criminal. We still have one going on in Oshun now, which we are following, and we are very sure, optimistic, that they will get justice.
Why are you doing this?
Oh, there's a passion for justice. There's a passion for justice.
You see injustice?
Yeah.
So what are the challenges you go through?
Of course, there is always a challenges. You can't do anything without challenges. Challenges of misconception, that one is gone. Challenges of finance or for investigations, I mean, that one is one of the crucial aspects of the challenges. And by the grace of God, at the level we are in now, I think, we are making more progress. So let me come with the story of the
EndSARS.
EndSARS.
Good.
Now, during our investigation, during our visit to the prison, we always have a complaint desk. If you know that you are innocent of the allegation that was ever against you, come up. So I think I did a program on Splash FM, and someone listened to my program. He now told me that, Pastor, please, there are two boys of same parents that they didn't commit the offense, that the SARS just came to their houses and picked them, the two of them.
During the protest?
After the protest, a month after the protest.
Okay.
So I said, okay, no problem. I will visit them. So by the time I got to Agodi prison and I asked them, I can see that they were all 9 people, 9 of them. Some was arrested at Sanyo on November 5. The other were arrested on November 14, 15. And some were arrested in their room, in their house at night, in the vicinity of Ojo, where the SARS protest took place, and where a policeman was killed. So they unpicked all of them from every angle and marched them for EndSARS protest. And our investigation revealed that these people, they did not know each other. Then in that investigation also revealed that there was a policeman who escaped the protests and hid in the house of the father of these 2 boys.
Okay.
So the police was spared by the father.
So he was protected?
He was protected by the father of those 2 boys.
Okay.
Now, after a month of the incidents, the SARS came to that community. They were asking for names and they were picking them. So they now picked they went to the house of the younger one. They said they are looking for his brother. Their house is not far to each other. He led the police to the house of his brother around 2 o'clock, and they were arrested. Then others who are traders in front of that police station, in front of that Ojo police station, they were also arrested. So they were marched for EndSARS. And we now contacted the police officer who hide in their house. Is it true that you saw these people in the day of? He said yes, that he saw them in the day of that protest. He said, but there is little he can say because the SARS came for the arrest.
But by this time, SARS has been disbanded.
SARS has been disbanded.
Good.
So now he went to court to testify, but the court
To testify that what?
to testify that he hid in the house of the father of these two boys, and that they did not know they
Anything.
were not part of the EndSARS protesters. And you know that EndSARS, the protesters came all over. They are moving from one place to another. How come that after a month, you now came to unpick people in that community and alert them that they are the one that burned the police station, that they are the one that killed the police officer? The father of those two boys ran, he cried to blindness. As I'm telling you, the man couldn't see again. He cried till he ran blind because of his two children. So we presented the matter before the chief judge, and their case was also considered. So I think about 22 of them were released as a result of our presentation.
They've been released.
Yeah.
How do they feel?
Oh, they're free. They were free. So now, the issue now is, in fact, when you look at the story of some of these people, their parents, the agony they went through, I kept asking, what is going to be their
Compensation.
I first contacted the chairman for the EndSARS protest, then the retired chief judge, a friend, the Honorable Justice Badijoko. She said there's nothing they can do. Hence, they have been charged to court. So, as a result of that, as I've said, I pushed their story, their case, their complaint before the chief judge, and he consulted the team of the judges, and those guys were set free.
It's a heartbreaking story.
Well, that is it.
That is Nigeria's justice system.
Yeah.
And you have people still in prison.
Oh, surely. There's still a lot of them. You see, majority of those that are kept in the prison, nobody is asking their story. Nobody's, care to listen to the other side of the story. But by the grace of God, we have been able to document the other side of their stories and how we facilitated their freedom.
I've also seen you help release people who were sentenced to life in jail.
Yes, those who are sentenced to death wrongfully, yeah.
What is death row like?
Oh, that's the next place to hell.
How?
You look at the condition of even the way it was built, with small ventilation up, dark room, is the next place to hell.
And some innocent people are in death row.
There are a lot of innocent. There are a lot of innocent. Presently now, we have been established some cases, about 6 of them, 3 from Ogun State, who are innocent of the case.
When you say innocent, how?
Oh.
But it's only the court that can pronounce them innocent.
The court has, there are times that even after the court must have decided, they still maintain they are innocent. And by the time you look into their story, you discover that they are innocent. Take for instance the one in Ogun State. There were 4 that were arrested. And the question is, what led to their arrest? the first and the fourth accused killed a woman, I think for ritual purpose. And the guy that, when by the time they were arrested, they were asking them, who are the people that you work together? They are bricklayer. These people, they are bricklayer. So one of them now mentioned one of them that has lived with them before. And that one that lived them before left because they had misunderstanding, and he went and lived with other man. So when those people have committed that atrocities, and they were looking for them, so they now mention the one that once lived with them that is now living with that guy. So the police went to the house and they couldn't find him. They now asked him that he should report at the police station if he comes. So by the time they returned from works, and the co-tenant told them that police has came to look for you, so go and report. So the other man who he was escorting with now said, okay, let me follow you to the police. And follow him to the police. That was how he has been there now 23 years now.
Just like that?
Yeah, just 23 years now. Now, look at it. That case, the guy that sent for the woman to be killed sent a young girl to go and call that woman. And so when the husband of that woman expected her wife to return home, his wife to return home, and he couldn't see him, he reported the matter to the police. Who came to invite your wife? So eventually they got hold of that lady. The lady now led police to the house of the elderly brother of that guy. The elderly brother of that guy said, don't worry. When he was arrested by the police, he said, don't worry, I will see them. That man now announced to all the bricklayer association, please, if you see so guy, help me arrest him. The guy has relocated to Lagos. So one of the bricklayers who saw him, this man is wanted, he's a wanted person. So he now reported him, handed him over to OPC. The OPC now handed him over to the police station. That was how he was arrested. Now, during the trial, the police never mentioned how he was arrested. The details of how he was arrested.
Yes.
They shielded it away from the court. And the husband of that woman could not even, the lady that came to call the woman was set free. The babalawo, the herbalist that they cut the head.
They killed the woman.
Yeah, in his possession at Shepeteri. That also was released.
The native doctor?
Yeah, he was released. The babalawo was released.
The babalawo that used the woman for ritual?
Yeah, that they wanted to use, that they took the head of the woman for ritual. He was released. Now, during the prosecution, the police did not say that they arrested babalawo. The police said that they recovered the head of that woman in the house of the suspect. As usual, I was just reading, because you just don't say you are innocent without my thorough investigation. So I obtained all the court proceedings. And in that court proceeding, as I was reading through, I saw where the police said that the first accused and one Esther Shitu was referred to him. And I asked, who is Esther Shitu? He said that was the lady he sent to call the woman. But the police never, the prosecution never showed that aspect to the court.
But the police has the right to present, perhaps the police found her innocent at that level of investigation.
Yeah.
Perhaps she unknowingly went to call the woman.
Yeah, she unknowingly went to call the woman.
So she wasn't part of the crime, really.
Well, she wasn't part. She wasn't part. But the question is, if peradventure they could not trace that guy that sent her on errand, he would have been
a suspect.
So that was the story. Now, we confronted them. They confided on us that truly these two people knew nothing about the crime. That truly they are the one that committed the crime. And sometimes when they
confided in you.
Yeah, they confided in
your team.
Yeah, that they are the one that committed the crime.
Did they say that to the court and the police?
They did, no. When they are filing their appeal, they file appeal separately. They file appeal separately. And during the trial, there are a lot of things that went missing during the trial. But in the course of our review, our investigation revealed that truly they may have been innocent of the crime.
They are still in prison.
Yeah, they are still in prison. We have forwarded the appeal before the Ogun State governor, but we hopefully the Ogun State governor will consider them.
Prerogative of mercy.
Yeah, we consider them any moment by the grace of God.
Have they been sentenced or they are awaiting trial?
They are still awaiting death row. They have finished. They have exhausted their appeal to the Supreme Court.
So they've been sentenced to death?
Yeah, and they are on death row now for over 10 years. And the total year they've spent over 23 years.
What a story. When some of them are released after spending 20, 23 years in prison, how do they behave? Do you monitor them?
Well, that is a quite challenging aspect of it. Because, number one, in Nigeria, they will tell you that it's unconstitutional for any fair compensation. In fact, most of those that we have helped out, they are jobless, their life cannot be put back again.
I learned some of them go back to crime.
Well, yeah, just all the people that we have helped out, none of them revert to crime. None of them revert to crime. But some
should we say go back to crime?
Yeah.
Because some of them did not commit any crime in the first instance.
Yeah.
So we cannot say they've not gone back to crime.
Yeah, of course, that is it. Yeah, you are very correct in that aspect, because most of those people that we helped, they are the people who are innocent. So they have no reason to go back to crime.
Now, those in death row, is there a way to communicate with them? Can outsiders see them?
Oh, surely it's possible. If you want to see them, it's possible.
Do they even come out? Do they give them space to come out?
Oh, surely. They give them time to come out. They come out. They relate. In fact,
do they relate with other prisoners?
Oh, of course, they do.
Are they in chain when they come out?
No, gonna do this.
Is that not dangerous?
It's not dangerous, because the relationship between them and the officer is cordial.
Okay.
They know that if one of them mess up, it will affect all of them. So they always put themselves caution.
So how do I know a death row prisoner if I go to prison?
Well, by the section that they are, because they have section, there is a section for them. So you know that these people, they are, and before they used to have a uniform, which they will write CC, but this time around I don't often see the uniform on some of them. So, but the privileges accorded to them, will not allow them to misbehave.
What kind of privileges?
Oh, of course. Privilege of free air is part of it. Eat what you want is part of it.
They eat what they want.
Eat what you want is part of it.
Because death can come anytime.
Yeah.
So those that wear blue in prison are
They are convicts.
awaiting trial, don't have uniform.
They have green uniform, but no, not all of them are with uniform.
I see some people in blue walking sometimes.
Yeah, those are the convict, minor convicts.
So that is what you call hard labor.
Yeah,
Some are sentenced with hard labor.
with hard labor.
So I see them sometimes clearing grass.
Yeah, that is part of the hard labor.
So they bring them out at that time when they are approaching the end of their
Well, yeah,
sentence.
they are at the end of their time. And some, when they know that this one is not violent, then they take them outside to go and do work.
Some are violent.
Some are violent, or some are violent. Some are violent, terrible.
So the prison is a community on its own,
That is a community of its own.
with its own character.
Yeah.
The program is State Affairs. Pastor Hezekiah Olujobi is my guest. It's about victims of EndSARS. Let's go to the field of EndSARS and listen to the protest of that time. In your estimation, has anything changed? Has anything changed? So let's go to the field.
Yeah, I'm part of this process because it's so unique. It looks as if they are not doing anything about it. They are trying to disguise from SARS to SWAT. But we are not stupid, though. We are not stupid, though. Nigerian youths, we get sense pass. So this is us coming together to say until we have what we want, until our goal is achieved, we are not keeping quiet.
Hungry. Most probably because I feel that, we are doing something already, and action. I feel that's the major reason I'm not hungry. Seeing a lot of young people coming out and then doing something. That's something to repress my hunger. But then there's this other part of me saying that I still need to be hungry because these people out there, although they are telling us they are hearing us, but then, are we sure we are not pawns in their hands and they're trying to play us? So I'm trying to build up this momentum to say that,
But will you allow them to play you?
No. This is the crowd. People have been out on the street for 6-7 days, and we are still not, we are still not down. We still believe that we have this voice, and we are really using that voice powerfully. I'm so proud of this generation. The generation that is telling people that we are not off in the mic, we are now talking loud. This is a huge encouragement, and then it says that the future is really bright anyway.
You see a new Nigeria?
This is a new Nigeria.
A new Nigeria has come. Did you hear her? A new Nigeria has come.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.
The program is State Affairs, and it's coming to you from State Affairs Studio. My guest is Pastor Hezekiah Deboboye Olujobi of the Center for Justice, Mercy, and Reconciliation. We are reflecting on the prisons. It is the prison story. It's about the prisons. You can call in if you have some questions to ask. The numbers to call 080 999 18449. The number are displayed on the screen. 080 999 18449. You can call on WhatsApp if you are outside the country. Another number to call is 070 129 418 37. 070-129 41837. So those are the numbers to call. Tell us what you think, and we'll be ready to listen to you. You can also ask my guest some questions. Nonso Allison says these stories are disheartening. The justice system in Nigeria is mostly unjust. May no one become a victim of these circumstances. Ademola Adeyemi says, Mr. Edmund, nothing has changed yet. Rather, it keeps worsening. But the establishment should be aware that another protest is loading. And this time around, it won't be only the youth that will be protesting. Aku Onye Umoba says, what a country. Are you with the radio man? Yes. More questions to come. You can call in. I'm waiting for your call. Ademola Adeyemi says, what a pathetic story. Omotayo Oluwarotimi Onobamiro is saying, this is wickedness at its greatest height. Do you sometimes fall out with the police? Do the police sometimes get angry with you?
Well, they cannot get angry with me because, number one, they know what they're in for.
So they cooperate with you?
They have to.
And you have lawyers working with you?
Of course, I have lawyers working with me.
You know, at some point you were attacked by some lawyers.
Of course, yeah, a lot of instances like that.
Even I was called at some point that I should be very careful of Hezekiah Olujobi, and I would say, but he's bringing out people from prisons. Why should I be careful about him? You know,
that is it. That is the mentality of average Nigeria. Yeah.
But did you step on toes at some point?
Yeah, you have to, because you are trying to bring out truth out. So you have to.
You have to step on toes.
You have to step on toes, and you have to be ready to be misunderstood.
Okay, we have a caller here. Hello, Chukwemeka Izundu.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon from Nigeria.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
Mr. Edmund. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Well, my name is Chukwemeka Okoro. I'm speaking from the United Kingdom. The EndSARS, its lessons, and future occurrence. The Nigerian police refuse to change. Nigeria is the only place where you recruit an illiterate. What I mean by illiterate is someone who cannot read and write into the office of Nigerian police. Nigeria is the only place where an image maker of a nation, which is police, are into various type of gangsterism, bracket cultists, at every level. Like I was in Nigeria during the EndSARS protests. Last year, I was still in Nigeria. Nothing has changed. No lesson learned. And the political class are the architects of all these things, because they use the police officers to perpetuate more evil, then when the police officers know that nobody is going to question their action or their characters they are bringing in or recruiting, they do more. Nigeria is the only place whereby a police officer does not go for training. When I mean training, training is not how to use gun. They don't get updated on how to do stop and search. They don't update them on how to go for raiding. They don't update them on how to approach a citizen. They don't train them on various ways to communicate with people. The only thing Nigerian police force know is kill and kill and kill.
Okay. That line went off. But Chukwemeka Izundu made his point. So I'm still expecting your call. Okay, Demola is asking you here, Pastor Olujobi. Yeah. He said, I would like to ask Pastor Hezekiah, I hope the SARS don't use to threaten you and your family.
No.
Okay.
No.
They know you are doing your job.
Yeah.
Okay.
They always cooperate.
They always cooperate.
Yeah.
But have you asked them why they just go out of their way to arrest people?
I don't.
I know they do their job sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, there are times the police also works. They do their work.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just go overboard.
Now, if you hear their own side of the story, you will not blame them.
What's their side
Because
of the story?
I've been able to interact with some of them.
Okay.
To some extent. And let us be fair to ourselves. The police that you put on the road, do you provide for this, provision for them? Provision for them for investigation? Because if you look at some of these cases that we are talking about, inconclusive investigation is part of the causes for the prison congestion. They will just do everything mago and put the person there. And sometimes, in fact, they harass one of our members in Ogun State who happened to stand in for some families, and they were asking her, what is your business in this matter? They collected money from the driver that killed the family and wounded some of them, and they were released. The driver was released. They gave the victim, some of the surviving victim, they gave them just a peanut. And he was trying to raise a voice against them. In fact, he was arrested and he was harassed. The lady was arrested and she was harassed.
Arrested for doing what?
I mean, they say she was protesting to the affair that does not concern her. Yeah. So sometimes nothing has really changed at the question you asked. This thing is getting deteriorating because why? It is the same people. They only disbanded the name, but the same people are in operation with the same pattern. They have never even changed their pattern.
The same pattern?
The same pattern. If you look at those that were arrested in Ogun State, with those that were arrested in Osun State, with those that were arrested in Oyo State, you see that it's the same pattern. It's like they are trained to that. So what we are saying is that if they are reviewing the cases of the victim of EndSARS, let us also look into those that have been arrested by the SARS before they were disbanded, that they are languishing in jail for nothing. Some have spent 14 years. Some are going to 40 years now. Yeah. Awaiting trial.
Awaiting trial.
Yeah. Some are 13 years now.
And this is overwhelming the courts. It seems the courts cannot really handle most of these cases.
Yes. You see, sometimes you look at the whole story, the whole root of the problem. Take, for instance, we are pushing a case in Osun State. As at May, the judge was appointed to head a election tribunal. And by this time, the judge arrived. This week now, the judge is in judges' conference. When he returned from the judges' conference, the judge is traveling out for a leave, 3 months. Those guys attended court last May. And these are the people that, of course, the case have reached court reading address. So you can see the causes of this congestion that we are seeing. Do we now say that the judge should not go on leave?
Don't you think you should become a lawyer?
Sorry?
Don't you think you should become a lawyer?
I should become... I'd love to become a lawyer. You can sponsor me. You can send me to the school.
I think you should become a lawyer. That is what I think.
I love to that. I wouldn't mind.
Go and study law, Pastor Olujobi.
My goodness. Well, in as much as you say that...
think about it.
Already I'm studying law because I read law report. I read law report and I read some of the law evidence before I can just put my head out of this thing. So I am a bit familiar with the basic rudiment of law.
Good.
Yeah.
Well done for the work you do. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you for that.
And you have told a story that broke my heart.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope I'll be able to speak with those young men that their father has gone blind.
That's no problem. No problem. I will convey to them. And I will also convey. I think I can bring in 2 or 3 or 4 of them so that the world also will hear from them.
Yes, we want to hear their stories.
Yeah.
We want to hear from them. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me in the studio, especially to feature on State Affairs. And I really want to appreciate you. I think this will mark number 11 times that I will feature on your program. And thanks so much. In doing that, of course, you also echo the voices of those who are languishing behind the bar. I'm very sure that when our government are listening to this thing, definitely they will listen to our story.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me once again.
I've been discussing with Pastor Hezekiah, Deboboye, Olujobi of the Center for Justice, Mercy, and Reconciliation. I am Edmondo Pillow. Join me again on Friday for a fresh edition of the program. Friday we are talking politics and history, and I'm looking forward to hosting my guest, Emeritus Professor John Ayuade. It will be a deep engagement. Don't miss it. Tell your friends that I'll be back at 2 p.m. on Friday. And don't forget to join me on Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. I am Edmondo Pillow.
State Affairs with Edmondo Pillow is live.